This ticker continues to push the bar up further and further. I'm not the biggest fundamentals guy, but I have to admit this company may have what it takes to endure a true test of time. There are some critical signals to go over, as there may be an upside in the continuation of this week. Welcome back to the channel. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol ASRE. Let's kill him, team. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by. Let's go ahead and dive in straight to ticker symbol ASRE. Now, please, let me go ahead and show you guys something right here. I know it's going to be a little bit difficult to see, but it's okay. I can go ahead and just kind of prop it up on the screen here as best as I could so that you can see what I'm looking at, right? So let's pull this up right here. Okay, so our in-house analyst and master student, Off-Grid Gorilla, he actually is basically telling us right here how this company can go from this micro cap asset at the current moment to pretty much a mid cap asset to a large cap within the coming years. So definitely go ahead and click on the link so you can join the Discord and take a look at the analysis that we're performing there, right, team? So very thankful for having some community members share their DD like that, right? So let's go ahead and touch down on the charts, though, because there are some signals here that I would like to present and that I feel that are actually pertinent for the short-term time frame as well as the larger-term time frames. Okay, so check this out on the hourly chart. So, I mean, talk about getting super creative here, because I'm not sure. This is in the borderline of, like, breaking my rules here, right? But there is an ascending triangle here on the hourly time frame after a downtrend, right? So what this basically is telling us is that there could be a breakout soon. As you can see, we're topping out at what I can consider to be the 50% of returns. And now the reason why I'm able to tell you that it's a 50% of returns is because of this. Okay, just take a trend line or a box area, right, from the trend high all the way to the trend low or the swing low. And then you could see here that we're pretty much at that 50% zone, right? Arguably speaking, 55%. So this is essentially the area where we have used as very relevant areas of support and resistance over and over and over for weeks, right? So this is it is an inflection point, and I believe that we are setting ourselves for a potential breakout. Now, there are, of course, 3 different targets to evaluate here, but one in particular is actually the trend line that you can get from the bottom side of the triangle, right, all the way to the top side of the triangle where all this resistance is, right? So if you apply that to the area of breakout, I mean, it's a perfect horizontal line, right? So you can just apply it to there, and it takes you to a curious target, right? It takes you to a target of about 47 cents, 46.90. Right, so that target, if you have been observing the channel and you are following my videos, then you'll probably start to say, well, ARCa, don't you have something similar to that resistance there? Or haven't you had something there? Well, I can tell you right now that yes, I have, team, and let's go ahead and move on to that next chart so I can show you just what that is. We have been looking at this 50.44 with the 1.618 at guess where? 47.10. Right, so this is showing us that there is absolute confluence between psychological targets, meaning the psychological price objective based on this breakout triangle, and the Fibonacci geometric levels, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking at here, team. And now it's not only that; it's not only the fact that it's 47.10 and the 50.44. Please know that running a back test of volatility versus momentum, just to iterate for the new viewers, this is a back test that consists of any time that volatility has dropped into the contraction zone of, I guess, the range of within the 15th percentile, and starts an expansion phase towards the upside paired with a stochastic momentum upside pivot. I have taken note of every single iteration throughout the entire trading history of the ASRE asset on the 5-day time frame. So that criteria is actually the duration, upside thrust, and the amount of times that the profile of volatility versus momentum have guessed the upside correctly versus incorrectly. In this case, throughout the entire trading history, these are all my samples, we have had 7 out of 7 So guessed correctly to the upside, giving us a temporary, upside accuracy of 100%. And the mean here is very curious, 435.88%. Now, why is that? This is it right here. The signal fired right on this candle opening right there. Okay, that's where the signal fired. That's where we started making our expansion beyond the 15 percentile, and that's where I start gauging my metrics. So the move, statistically speaking, 435% to the upside leads us to that curious 50.44, which is why we had that listed in the first place. Then we took a geometric level from the swing high to the swing low, and that geometric actually gave us the 1.618 at 47.10. So now we're talking about the confluence between geometrics, statistics, and psychological price objectives. This is massively powerful, team. This is absolutely one of the targets that I'm looking for, but to be very honest with you, I feel like this asset has more thrust to it. What I'm basically saying here is that from the current moment, we are potentially to make I guess I'm saying that we can make a 30+% move over the next few days here. Pardon me. Yeah, so let's move on here, because the target that I'm looking for, yeah, it is around that 30% gain. But to be very honest with you, I have performed the standard deviation calculations in, statistically speaking here. So if you're not familiar with what I'm speaking of, is actually the bell curve. And 68% of the results are landing within the standard deviation, which is a massive 875.17% move to the upside. That happens to take us to a target of about 91 cents, almost 92. And of course, we have to just gauge that range, and the range is leading to 80.91 to 91.79. So now I don't have a usable lower bound of the first standard deviation because it's a negative figure, so we can't use that in statistics, right? So now the upper bound of the first standard deviation is landing at a 1,311.05% move to the upside, and that is taking us to a target that is absolutely confluent with geometrics, and that's leading to $1.31. And I'm not gonna. It's hard to talk about targets like that, right? Because that would essentially be around a 260% move to the upside, right? Here you go, 265. So it's a little difficult for me to talk about those targets, but they are statistically feasible, and the backtest is suggesting that there is a potential to that. Now, another thing that we have to keep in mind here is that while these statistics are suggesting these very high evaluations, it is also important for us to keep in mind our relevant areas of resistance and support, historically speaking, and on our way up, in order for us to determine the higher probability targets, from there. So, or from here, right? From here on the way up. So, in other words, statistics are not certainties. They are absolutely statistics and are titled as such for a reason, right? So let's go ahead and move on and see what else we have, right? So, yeah, we're currently in, I know that 36 cent zone is a very tough zone to break. This is the 50% of the returns, as we said. And I'm already looking at the short-term targets here, team. This could happen Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere around there, 39.68 to 41.70. If you are kind of keeping up with the daily live streams, right? So, let's see, with the exception of Friday, I had a little bit of trouble with my boy at night, right? But usually 6:30, 6:40 a.m. is Pacific time is usually when I'm streaming for live trading, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and now move on to the next chart here and take a look at a couple of things here. Let me see if I have anything to say regarding this chart. I guess I could, right? So particular to the accumulation, to the on balance volume, we can see here that, yeah, for this short-term downside here last week, 2 weeks ago, actually, this is the new weekly candle that we just printed just last week. So don't stop the video here, because I have something else to show you that you're not going to believe. Okay, it's actually very powerful. All right, so yeah, the on balance, damn it, the on balance volume is showing that we're reacquiring this asset in a very aggressive manner, and there could be a continuation of that. Now, the accumulation distribution chart here historically has shown us where the bottom has been, and it appears as though that bottom absolutely appeared right down here, and the asset has essentially made its continuation to the upside, and it does not appear to be slowing down whatsoever. In fact, there is still an incline here in accumulation. All right, so this is absolutely powerful, and I am still seeing this as a continuation to the upside. Now, let's go ahead and touch on some very important things here. Let me get rid of this. Okay, it's not going to happen. All right, it's okay. So, you know what, the bi-weekly chart. Oh, man. Let me see if I want to show you the bi-weekly first or the monthly. Let's see. Okay, yeah, you know what? Geez, let's just do it on the monthly because they're both similar. So check this out, okay? I haven't pointed this one out to you. This here, what you're looking at is a bullish engulfing, right? I know we have barely upside on it, but I mean, technically it is, right? But still, huge green candle engulfing the prior red one, right? It's the reason why I'm like about it, right, is because it's best to look at your bullish engulfings, you know, during well, I guess we could do it during a downtrend, right? That would be the best way for reversal, right? So I guess I would definitely consider it bullish engulfing here. Huge candle from the bottom side, so that naturally gives us this is a buy formation here that we are looking at as it's something that I personally have acquired myself, right, to identify multiple formations within one formation for higher probability moves, right? So in this case, I have, you know, I teach this to my master's students. So what you're looking at here is a buy formation, a bullish buy formation. So you have your bullish engulfing and you have a bullish hammer. And now you're looking at it on a monthly candle iteration, which gives high hit rate. So this definitely has a great strike rate, and especially on the upper time frames like that. So what I wanted to point out here is this. So please notice here that we had a massive, after this, I guess we can consider it an uptrend, right? And then we had this huge bearish engulfing, right? So, and to be honest with you, it was already signaling the potential of downside coming in. So after this massive upside, printing a little bit, I know this shooting star would be best up here, right? But this is kind of a bearish candle and suggesting a potential downside coming in. Then we printed this huge bearish engulfing, and starting from this candle here, you can actually measure what happened, right? So that was a drop of about 93, almost 94% to the very low of this candle here. So now if we're looking at this as a single formation, as a bearish engulfing, I mean, and now we're looking at, let me see the volume actually, 2.8. Look at this. This volume here is 2.8 million monthly, and the prior candle was 1.2 million. This candle here is 269,000, and the prior candle is 6,000. So if it was able to make a drawdown of 94 freaking %, then what would happen if we were to kind of inverse this and push it towards the upside based on the opening of the following candle, just like we did here at the opening of the following candle after the bearish, right? So now let's do that, right? So let's go ahead and kind of pair this to the opening of the following candle, like right about here, and it would be the candle right after that. So this is not this strategy is not sound, and I wouldn't suggest for you to trade this way, but it's completely speculative. But please notice here that if it were to do that, at least what it did here with no volume at all, and creating a 94% loss for retail, which is just criminal, what would it do inversely now that it does have the volume that it really needs? So that would push us to a target of around 375. So now let's see if we have anything geometrically around there. What do you freaking know? Look at that. 365. 3 spots, 618 at the very top of the range. Right, so I just want to put it out there like that, team. This is an incredibly powerful move coming out of ASRE, and like I said, I know only what I've read thus far as the fundamentals, but there is something of a powerful upside coming in on this, and I have been saying it for weeks now. Right, so now the last part of the analysis, I guess we can just look at the RSI here. We have some immediate short term, starting from the 30-minute RSI here. We have some immediate short-term consolidation, right? Nothing favoring the upside or the downside, except for the fact that we have an upside pivot here slightly on the SMA 14 represented by the pink line, which is standard to any relative strength index RSI indicator, right? So a little more consolidation here on the 4-hour time frame, and it looks like the 8-hour time frame is suggesting a potential upside, right? So it's already making a bullish cross upside of its SMA 14. And other than that, yeah, the larger term time frames are the ones suggesting the aggressive upsides. By daily time frame, about to use that SMA 14 as a support and an upside continuation. Same thing on the 5-day time frame. It's already bouncing. So I do think that there could be some sideways trading, maybe a very, very slight downside here. If anything, I think that, let's see, let's put it into context here. I guess if anything, we could drop maybe to the area of about 35.03. Yeah, just maybe a tick down from the current price at 36.05. And then this could continue, right? It could also try to, kind of touch down on the bottom side of this gap here, which we've already covered. And that would be indicative of a target of 34.50. So, but yeah, team, I do expect some very good things coming out of ASRE. And if there is a fundamental catalyst, definitely let me know in the comments below, because that fundamental catalyst would actually push this trade into maybe an A- trade, which is absolutely rare within these times in the markets, and I'm very tough in rating the trades. But as of now, I do believe that this is a strong B+ play, and I have strong conviction in it, and I do believe that there could be some nice price action to come. All right, team. Please don't take whatever I do show and iterate here as any form of financial advice, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you at the bell on Monday. Yeah.